Morning. Okay, guys, so I'm sitting in my car right now. It's raining outside, and I'm outside of my church. I have a little while before I have to be in church, but I just got off work and I don't want to really drive in the rain because I'm exhausted. So I'm just going to take me a few minutes to myself and go to sleep. But I had something on my mind that I wanted to talk to you guys about. So, as you guys probably can tell from the title, this is going to be about racism. Okay, so if you guys think you might get offended by this video, please click off right now because this video is not meant to offend anyone. It's not meant to hurt anyone. It's not meant to, you know, disc or put anyone down. This is just to enlighten you on some things. So a couple of years ago, I was having this conversation with a friend. This friend has been my friend for for a while, but I haven't spoken to him in a while. We had like a small falling out over some things, and I felt like it was best that him and I took a break from talking for a while because sometimes his opinion is, to me, can be considered as negative. It can be negative. So I had stopped talking to him for a little while just to clear my mind from some of the thought processes that he have, because he's the type of friend, like, he talks to you, it's like he already comes to a conclusion and he'll continue to keep saying it over and over and over again without even hearing you out, and he'll try to voice his opinion over yours so that it'll be like you're wrong, but you never even got a chance to explain why. It doesn't matter if your opinion is right or wrong. That doesn't mean that his is right, you know. So he's that type of person. Anyway, so I got into a discussion with him like a couple, like maybe 2 years ago, because we had not talked in like 4 years. We had not talked in like maybe three years or so. And me and him was talking, and we got into this conversation. Like, we always have good conversation. He's a great person, but when it comes down to debating, I do not debate with him because he is never wrong, and he's never gonna be wrong. So I don't debate with him. But he said black people cannot be racist. So obviously, in the back of my head, I'm thinking like, no, black people can definitely be racist. And he said, no, black people cannot be racist. How can they be racist? And he just started to like give his opinion and how we are the minority and all this other stuff like that, and just continue to go on and on and on about how black people cannot be racist. And so after a while, I just started tuning him out and just talking about something different, because black people obviously can be racist. So let's talk about it. So there's so many definitions of racism, but it's kind of like one race is superior to the other one. It's like you believe that your race is better. It's like treating a person or a group of people as if they are differently because of their race, and basically discriminating against someone based upon what they believe, or their group of people, or their race. So I have never been exposed to racism, but I have like had some racist thoughts that I didn't really pay attention to them being racist until I saw somebody else being racist, and still was wondering like, dang, I have to correct this, because if I see that someone else does it and I don't like it, obviously somebody may be looking at me exactly the same way, and I do not want to make anyone else feel uncomfortable with my thought process. So, based upon some of the thought processes that some people have, I've heard like a lot of things that are stereotypes, or to me, as I say, they're racist as well. Sometimes just stereotypes are racist. Like, white people don't have a butt. I done seen some white people who got a nice butt, okay? Like, when someone says, African people are rude. So the African people are rude. Like, how can you call somebody else rude because they grew up differently than you? You know? Some cultures and some races don't have as much respect for women as they should. And coming here in America, and we are like equality, and just everybody has a voice, and we are supposed to be united and all of that. Just coming towards someone else and hearing them say that, the men has to go first, or just all the negativity. Sometimes you have to look over some things because you did not grow up the same way another person did. And that has nothing to do with race. It has to do with just being a person in general. If you did not grow up in the same household with someone, sometimes getting in a relationship with someone is gonna be difficult for you. And you know why? It's because we're not the same. None of us are the same. Everyone is different, and we are not gonna be receptive of every person's traits. Some other ones is like white people don't have any rhythm. People who work in call centers, McDonald's, people who work in Walmart, and where, I don't know, Family Dollar always have an attitude. People who are from a foreign place always smell bad. So these are all things that are discrimination. They are racist. They are racist things to say. It could possibly hurt someone's feelings, that type of thing. Oh, and what about this one? Um, I don't support black people business. This is why I don't support black people business, because every time you go in there, they have an attitude. Okay, so listen, let's talk about all of this stuff. Not supporting someone's business, no matter who you are, is a choice, okay? And it could be you not supporting a black person's business because they have an attitude. So listen, I'm not, all these people who have this black pride and this all Black Lives Matter and all lives matter in your head. Please drop it, okay? Drop it, because why are we living in a time where we have to say all lives matter or Black Lives Matter now? It should be understood that all lives matter. It should be understood that Black Lives Matter, okay? What life does not matter? So it's not to take away from the Black Lives Matter situation or circumstance. It's not, of course not. I'm black. Um, I was always, and then these are some thought processes I've had, like, oh, I'm glad that I don't have this dark skin versus light skin problem because I'm brown skinned, and a lot of times brown skinned people get looked over because they're always talking about light skinned people and they're always talking about black dark skinned people. Okay, I consider myself as black. It doesn't matter if I'm light skinned or dark skinned. So I had to get out of the mindset of me being brown, okay? Because I never thought about myself being any type of way, but whenever I'd hear someone talk about people being light or dark, I was always happy that I was directly in the middle. And that's not exactly the best way to be thinking either. So whenever you talk about people, when you say, well, I'm not going to support black businesses because of this reason or that reason, or I'm only going to support black businesses from now on, you guys, I cannot commit to that. I cannot commit to only supporting black businesses. I believe we all need help. We all have stuff going on. You guys, if I was to say that, I'm only going to support black people, I'm only going to do this or that, it's like I would be shooting myself in the foot, and I would be limiting myself from my life. Just me going to a beauty supply store because black people own it, it's just ridiculous to me. I don't have a problem with going to a black owned business beauty supply store, but what I want is only in the Chinese store. You know, we got black people who work in a Chinese store. We got black people who work serving Chinese food. So if I go there, isn't that supporting a black person? Every penny you put in a black person's pocket for going somewhere is supporting a black person, okay? Going to a church where there's multiple people in there, not just black people and not just white people, not just Hispanic, not just Indians, not just this person, not just that person. Everybody needs support, you guys. Don't you know how much better a church would be when you have other people who support your church, no matter what color you are? So whenever I go inside of a store, maybe a gas station, anything, and people start talking to me in Somalian, or I don't know the language, but people always just think that I'm foreign. or they used to always think that I'm foreign. I guess maybe I grew out of it or something. I don't know. But either my brother joke and call me Somalian all the time, like, oh, what's up, Ethiopian, or just call me some names. I don't know if it's because of my hair, or I don't even know what reason he always calls me that, but it's just what he does. He just calls me. So if I ever go to a gas station and they start speaking another language to me, you know, or they'll come to me and be like, "Oh, you look like my people," um, I take it as a compliment. I take it as they think that I'm beautiful, not that they don't think that I'm black. So it's kind of like if somebody has to ask you, what are you mixed with, or are you mixed with something? Just because somebody asks you, are you mixed with something because you have nice hair, it does not mean that they don't think black people can have good hair. They just not sure if you are mixed with something. They want to know what you're doing differently to your hair that they can't be doing. This is long piece of braid is bothering me. I don't know why it's like that. But you guys, we have to get out of this negative mindset, okay? We have to get over ourselves and start thinking about the people in general. We have to stop worrying about whether someone is black or white, because no matter what color you are, no matter if you're Indian or you're purple, you're blue, you're orange, you have to eat, okay? We all have to eat, okay? Can you imagine being on the street and you're a black person? And this is just an example. Can you imagine one person walking on the street, and let's just say it's an Indian person, and an Indian person does not like black people, but they see that you're hungry. What if that person walked by you every single time just because you're black? What if me being a black person walking past a white person on the street, and the only thing standing between me and this person and them living is this black person giving you something to eat? You understand what I'm saying? Please get over yourselves. Let's stick together, okay? No matter what race, no matter what gender you are, we have got to become one as people. Did you hear me say anything about black people, white people, Hispanics? Did you hear me say anything like that? No. I said as people, we need to stick together. The truth of it all is that we all have something that somebody else needs. I have something you need, you have something I need. I may have the brains for what you need. I may have the resources. You may have the money. You may have the the will, the perspective. You may have the knowledge to get me where I have to be. When I go inside of a store and I see that an Indian person is just so nice and they go above and beyond and they don't care who it is that comes inside, I feel good. When I go in a store and I get followed around by a Chinese person because they don't trust people in their store, they following everybody around. They don't care who it is. You could be white, black, Hispanic, orange, green, blue. They gonna look at you because they want you stealing their stuff, okay? So with that being said, you guys, I don't want to go into a store and be followed around. But at the end of the day, we're all watching someone. I'm watching somebody right now because I'm sitting in my car making a video and somebody could be watching me. You guys, we're living in a time where we need to watch people. I'm just telling you that. I don't know who this is trying to touch today. I don't know where this conversation came from. But for whatever it's worth, you guys, we need to stick together. So let's talk about why I keep saying white and black. I am not exactly just talking about white and black people, but for most of the time when we're talking about racism, it always ends up being either white or black conversations about it. So I was talking to this Spanish guy, or a Mexican, and he was talking about how Hispanics look down on them and they think that they're superior to them. So it's not just a white people, black people issue. It is definitely a people issue. So I have had a white person treat me better than anybody in this world. So that's how I know that every person is not racist. Every white person, how you cannot go and say discriminate against an entire race for being racist. This colored person is not racist. This entire race of people is not racist. People are racist, okay? They are. It's most definitely happening. People are racist. It could be you, it could be me, it could be somebody in this world. No matter who you are, no matter what color you are, no matter what skin tone, no matter black, white, dark skin, light skin, you could be racist. And the moment we stop seeing color, the moment we stop saying that, this person is of this person, I'm not going to help them. This person, is that I can't, associate myself. I'm not going to go in this business because it's black owned. I'm not going in there because of this. What are you being petty for? You know what I'm saying? I went into a Jamaican store the other day and got all types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because they have some really good products that's going to benefit me. I didn't go in there because it's just you guys, if I go to a store and they have what I need, I don't care who's serving it, okay? And I'm not that big on customer service. However, I would like for someone to be nice to me when I go in. If they don't talk to me or don't speak to me, at least don't have an attitude when I come in or when I'm coming and trying to get what I need out of your store. That's all I ask for customer service as far as anything. And if you don't speak to me, if you're not this or that, that's not me. As long as you're not rude to me, I have a blank stare about what you're serving. Being racist and discriminating against someone is starting to take away from the intelligence of this in society, okay? People are starting to become very ignorant about who can help them or who has what they need. Do you know how many people get on my show every single day who is still trying to get forward in their life? I have people who say that the reason why white people are so successful is because they have started off with something and they have been put in a situation or a circumstance where they have more, or some of them are starting their life off with certain things. Like, oh, well, the reason why white people are so successful is because they live with their parents for a certain amount of time and their parents are paying for everything and blah blah blah. We can have to get out of that mindset, you guys. We have got to stop. The reason why anybody is successful most of the time, if you're not started off with something, you're not probably going to be as successful as you can, because you have to start from the ground up. But that is no excuse not to be successful. When we say white people don't have any rhythm, as if you've never seen any white person have any rhythm. Like, it's crazy. It's like white people can't sing or they don't have any soul. What about Adele? What about John B? What about those people who say, oh, everybody who works in a call center or Family Dollar or somewhere like that always have an attitude? Now, if you had to get all those go backs and had all this stuff going on, you would have an attitude too. It's crazy because people come in there and give you a hard time. They gonna pay 50 cents for something, want you to go in the back and look for it. You gotta call the manager. Now everybody in the back of your line is mad at you because you didn't make this person stand to the side, but you can't make this person stand to the side because they're gonna get mad because you made them stand to the side. And it's just, in general, people are petty, bruh. It's not a race thing. It has nothing to do with it. I done seen some black people irritate the crap out of me. I done seen some Indian people irritate the crap out of me. I done seen some white people irritate me. It has nothing to do with who you are, your race, nothing. It has you to do with people. If I didn't grow up with you, you get on my nerves, okay? I just let you know that right now. If you cross my path and you get on my nerves, I'm gonna tell you get on my nerves. It don't matter what color you are, okay? You could be indigo, okay? I don't care. If you get on my nerves, you get on my nerves because you just to say I went to date someone and they was, and they were from a foreign country and they told me I had to walk behind them. I'm gonna go off on you. I'm gonna go off on you. I'm not walking behind you, nothing. Let's just say I go on a date and it doesn't matter what the race is. I haven't given it a race. Let's just say I go on a race and this person tell me that, oh, you need to pay for your own food, blah blah blah, etc. Listen, I don't care about paying for my own food, okay? I had to eat anyway. Listen, all black people don't have full lips. Trust me when I tell you all black people don't have behind, okay? And though all four of these black people got this popping melanin, no matter who you are, people are beautiful, okay? No matter whether you're white, black, Hispanic, orange, green, blue. When I talked to this Mexican guy and he said what he said about Hispanics and how they look down on Mexicans because they're not the same, and how they're from a different part and they look at them as though they're beautiful or better than the other. It's like they have different jobs and they have this and that. Doesn't that remind you of something? So to my friend who said that black people can't be racist, Have you ever said anything that was racist? Like black people can't be racist? Isn't that not putting us in a category or making our race more superior than another? For those of you guys who said that we better just because we black, you don't think that's being racist? I'm just gonna be honest with you. I discriminate against people all the time because I say people from Alabama can't drive. For those of you guys who talk about people who grow up in the hood, being from the hood is not who you are. For those of you guys, so many opinions about people who smoke and drink. I may not date somebody who smoke or drink, but let me tell you something about people who smoke. They are the most calmest people. They never judge you, and they have hardly anything to say about the things that you choose to do. For those of you guys who have education and think you better than someone else, you're not better. No matter what side of town you make on. A side of town, a lack of education on what you know or your substance, whatever you lack, is ignorance. For those of you guys who think that money equals happiness, it does not. Because if you were so happy, you wouldn't be worried about somebody else's color. At what point in our society are we going to stop and think, what does this person have to contribute to my life? For anybody who believes in God, racism should be the last thing on your mind. For us Christians who want to talk about racism, for us Christians who want to talk about people who how they dress, how they drink, how they smoke, what they do in the club last night, that's none of your business how people live their personal life and their relationship with God. If God is judging them, what do you need to do? Why do you need to be a part of the prejudgment? What if God came to your job and tried to tell you what to do? In conclusion, let God do his job, okay? So y'all, let's do better with this racism thing. Let's do better with this Black Lives Matter. There is nothing wrong with supporting your people, and there's nothing wrong with supporting other people. You know, if you see somebody outside and they hungry, it does not matter who they are. You need to help them if you can. So my video is getting pretty lengthy. I probably, if you guys have any questions about what I said, if you guys want to call me out on my BS, please be my guest and do it in the comments below. I do not respond back to negativity, you guys. If you guys want to, talk about it, then that's cool. We can do that. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. If you guys have anything to add to what I said, please leave it in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh yeah, don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way you guys can get all of my my newest videos and all of my opinions and everything I have to talk about. You guys, if you guys want another video about what I about a part 2 about this, I would love to, but I can't make this video any longer because it's getting really long right now. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.